So it has come to my attention that Yeat dropped a brand new album on October 18th titled Lifestyle. The album features 22 tracks and showcases his signature futuristic hard-hitting style while also pushing new creative boundaries. The collaboration includes big names like Lil Durk, Kodak Black, Don Toliver, and Summers, which contribute to the album's diverse sound. Basically, if you like Yeat, then I think you'll most likely enjoy this project, and if you don't, then you probably wouldn't even want to bother with it. The album opens with Geek Time, a high-energy track that immediately pulls listeners into Yeat's chaotic world, setting the tone for the rest of the album. The production is intense with murky electronics and distorted beats, and when I mean intense, I mean intense. There will be certain people which will be turned off immediately by how different this sounds compared to anything else, and well, that's fine. Shut the Fuck Up follows a brash, aggressive track that embodies Yeat's unapologetic persona. And as the album progresses, Yeat balances introspection with raw aggression. Tracks like You Don't Know Life and The Cost dive into the personal sacrifices that come with fame, touching on themes of loneliness and disillusionment. In contrast, the production balances heavier elements with more melodic moments, making it a well-rounded track, and one I walked away liking a lot. That was until I got to the next song. This song, sonically, is up there and crazy, and feels like a barrage of sounds. It's one of the more experimental tracks, and while some might appreciate the complexity, others might find it a bit overwhelming. Orchestrate exemplifies the album's more experimental side, where Yeat uses industrial futuristic soundscapes that feel overwhelming but intentional. This track mirrors the sense of chaos Yeat often references in his lyrics, reflecting the intensity of the life he's living. This song caught me a bit off guard, but I can't deny I enjoyed it all the way through and really appreciate the change in music I was getting with this project. On the flip side, songs like Forever Again and Eliminate introduce more melodic and atmospheric moments, offering a break from the relentless intensity of earlier tracks. These tracks allow Yeat to show a more introspective, softer side while still staying true to his aesthetic. Yeat incorporates a diverse range of features on this album, bringing in artists like Don Toliver, Kodak Black, and Summers to offer additional layers to it. New Highs with Don Toliver is a standout track, where Toliver's style complements Yeat's harsher delivery. I personally enjoy tracks with a more relaxed vibe and found that Don's style meshes perfectly with Yeat. Don Toliver's melodic hook adds a nice touch and becomes a favorite for me. Meanwhile, Go to Work featuring Summers injects a lighter, more playful energy into the album. This collaboration has a more fun and energetic vibe, with both artists bouncing off each other well. If you made it this far into Lifestyle, then chances are you're hooked, I guess. Initially, seeing 22 tracks on the album had me worried, as it seemed like a lot to take in, but the great thing about this album is that most of the tracks are concise, rarely overstaying their welcome. The entire project clocks in at just over an hour and 2 minutes to be exact. So even though it's packed with songs, it never feels like a drag, even if it does get repetitive towards the end. The quick track lengths give the album high replay value, allowing you to easily revisit your favorite songs. Yeat really nails down his unique sound, which has been steadily growing on me through multiple listens. What's impressive is how he continues to push boundaries with his synth-heavy beats and futuristic vibes. As someone who's recently been into the evolving synth-driven music space, I find his work sits comfortably alongside artists like Playboi Carti, Don Toliver, and Travis Scott. The use of synthesizers, often associated with the legendary Mike Dean, creates an out-of-this-world feeling that's hard to describe. That's why people tend to call it spacey or otherworldly, and Yeat is pushing this sound to new heights. What's great about Lifestyle is how Yeat blends those experimental elements with accessible trap beats, making the album feel innovative but still rooted in what makes modern rap exciting. He's continuing to evolve this style, which makes me eager to dive into more of his work. If you're into that blend of futuristic synth-heavy music, Yeat is definitely someone to keep an eye on. That said, when I listen to an album, I'm often looking for something with a bit more depth. Something that goes beyond the surface level vibes. For me, depth usually comes through storytelling, emotional resonance, or a clear thematic arc, which is why I tend to gravitate towards projects that are more narrative driven. It's the kind of thing that makes album releases feel like events, where you know an artist has put in the work to craft something meaningful. That's what makes albums by artists like Kendrick Lamar, The Weeknd, or even Tyler the Creator stand out for me. They have a way of threading a narrative or theme through their music, giving each track purpose beyond just sounding good. And when an album hits the sweet spot of great production paired with an engaging story, it becomes something you want to revisit, not just for the sound, but for the journey it takes you on. Lifestyle might lack depth on the surface, especially when compared to artists known for high lyrical or narrative-driven work. Yeat's music seems to be heavily focused on atmosphere, sound design, and vibe. It doesn't always prioritize deep storytelling or intricate wordplay, which can leave some people feeling like it lacks substance. So if you're measuring depth in terms of lyricism or storytelling, Lifestyle might feel lacking. Yeat doesn't prioritize narrative complexity or introspection in the way many lyric-driven artists do. Instead, his work creates depth through mood, repetition, and production. I think the most important thing to take away from Yeat and this project, it's a different kind of listening experience, where the emotional and aesthetic impact comes from the soundscape rather than the words. For some, this is innovative and captivating. For others, to appreciate Yeat's depth, it's helpful to focus less on the lyrical content and more on how the production and mood are crafted to convey a specific vibe. Now, I'm not going to force myself to not like something when clearly I found this project to be lots of fun. And although it may get a bit repetitive as you keep listening, I can't deny that I was invested and loved my time with it. Seeing as this is my first time listening to a full-length project from Yeat, I might have to check out his 2093 album from earlier this year. I appreciate the experimental sounds and risk-taking when creating a project, so major props to him for that. I definitely believe Yeat's sound is an acquired taste. His music is rooted in trap, but heavily influenced by futuristic, electronic, and industrial sounds. It can be jarring for first-time listeners. For many, his distorted beats, off-kilter rhythms, and unusual vocal delivery might seem overwhelming or chaotic, as I've said before, but it's easy to see why some might not connect with it immediately. However, for those willing to approach his music with an open mind, there's a lot to discover and appreciate beneath the surface. So those are my thoughts on Yeat's new album, Lifestyle. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. But for now, stay tuned as we got a brand new album for Tyler the Creator dropping next week, and one I'm definitely going to cover. So keep an eye out for that. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.